is good, my Quick Crypto family and my Coin Factory family, back again. I'm Daily Kaspa and Crypto Live Stream. I apologize to them feeling a little bit under the weather, so if I have to take a pause to have a drink or I sound a little bit croaky, then just bear with me today. But with that being said, we have got some very, very interesting news to cover today. Ultimately, Binance, they've been screwing with us for a very, very long time, and they have done it again. Seemingly they have done it again. Now, you know my stance on the exchanges. If you've watched me for a while, you know that ultimately they're short-term price pumpers. They're obviously good for adoption, but I don't trust exchanges. You know, you should always have your assets, in my belief, on a cold storage. The likes of Tangem, the likes of OneKey, the likes of Ledger. You take your pick. I'm sure there are other ones out there as well, but the most popular, I know. But yes, we've got a lot of news to cover. We haven't got much in terms of crypto news today per se. Although I did hear that the meeting that happened on Tuesday, so 2 days ago now, is apparently bullish. That's going to avoid the potential government shutdown that I expect to happen tomorrow. So that is good. I've got some other big news, some very bullish news actually, which was posted here from Cody about how the US deficit hits a record $1.1 trillion in the first 5 months of 2025, which is very, very bullish news. We'll get into that later on in this stream potentially. If not, we'll cover it later on either way. But yes, this stream will have some crypto news, but predominantly it's going to be Kaspa. It's going to be a lot of Kaspa news today, which is, I'm sure, what you all want to hear about for the most part. I mean, I'm predominantly a Kaspa content creator. I do try to cover more crypto stuff, and I am trying to branch out slowly but surely. But I mean, today, just because I'm so under the weather, I haven't had much time, unfortunately, to do enough research, but I have found a fair amount of bullish, yet also a combination of bullish and concerning developments for Kaspa right now. The concerning ones comes mainly regarding the exchanges, which is, you know, understandable. But that being said, if you guys, of course, enjoy these daily Kaspa and crypto live streams, these FOMO, this information, then please feel free to leave a like on the stream, take a moment to share with your friends and subscribe for more. And if you want to be more tuned in, understanding a lot more about the space and just being in a better community, or a community where we're trying to learn stuff, you know, more real time, then you can come join the free community here on Discord. Link down below in the description, on my YouTube homepage here, and also in the chat right now as well. With that being said, welcome back everyone to today's stream. D with me again, my man. Hello all. Great to have you back again. What's up again, my man? Great to have you back. And what did Binance do? We'll get into that in just a moment. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. You know, I'm going to try and put a little bit more anxiety, a little bit more temptation of what they're about to do. But yeah, it's very frustrating. Obviously, if you've been waiting for that listing for a while, it's been further delayed, seemingly. What's up, Kryptoni? Welcome, man. I hope you're doing very, very well. And you too, Clayton Green. Mr. Miles again, reporting for duty. Yo, yo, yo. Good evening to you too, Andy A. Mr. Miles, free him. Yeah, you know, he's still trapped in my basement, apparently. What's up, my man? Hello, brother. Hope all is well. Loading up 13,000 more Kaspa this morning with my coffee. Great stuff, my man. Keep building that bag. Right now, Kaspa, in regards to TA at least, it's looking okay. Of course, I still think more downside is on the horizon. With well, actually saying that, I did have confirmation earlier today as well, apparently, that the speculation that Bank of Japan may hike rates this month while the Fed likely is not going to do anything. That could definitely have caused a further correction in the market. And while there's still a possibility we see more downside right now, apparently Bank of Japan are not going to be hiking rates, which is at least reassuring for, you know, unless there being less downside in the short term. But I still think there's also more downside on the cards. I think this could have been the bottom for Bitcoin, around 76k, but I'm still, you know, I might expect to come down a little bit to 75k, maybe this zone here, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, Bitcoin's at 80k on this level of support right here. Let's see where it goes from here. Currently down 3.64%, and Kaspa again is down 0.91. Currently, Kaspa is holding quite strong. It has done for the past 2 days in this support region here. Obviously, right now, it's struggling to break above or below it. It's just consolidating right now in between it, which is what I said would happen probably. And depending on the imminent catalyst, we'll see Kaspa move either one or the other. That's how price action works. I want to believe, if I'm honest, I think it'll probably come down, but I think it might see a reversal soon due to the incoming smart contracts and other stuff that apparently is coming out before the end of this month. Not full smart contracts, but some significant developments regarding that as well. So we'll get into that, of course, in the stream. Welcome back, Kaspa Frog again, my man. Hope you're all doing well. I'm a little under the weather, felt better, but again, we're here every single day. You know how we do. I feel in my gut we are all going to make a lot of money this year. So do I. Despite the negative news that we get frequently with Kaspa right now, regarding to PA as well, especially, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to make a hell of a lot of money this year as well. And yes, Binance have been lying to us. They keep doing it. It's why I will never touch Binance again. Yeah, I do have a Binance account, of course, before it got banned in the UK. It's the biggest account. I used to use it quite a lot, but I kind of migrated more so to the likes of even Mexi. I use them a bit more now. I'm probably more so like Kraken as well now. And also crypto. I like crypto.com actually as well. But yeah, I just don't. Binance have been they've lost my trust a little bit as well. Sorry for all tagging you in so many X posts. Hey, Casper Frog, my man, please tag me as much as you want. I cannot express my appreciation because, of course, I do what I do as a researcher and a content creator. I constantly look for research and sources and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm only human. I miss stuff. I do miss some information that could be very, very crucial. So I am more than grateful and very, very thankful and appreciative for everybody who constantly keeps posting information to me, sending me my ats and stuff on Twitter, as you do quite frequently as well, and some other people do as well. Equally, people in my community, the free community again, who continuously post information and sources, no matter how helpful they are, just posting a lot of stuff in the community as well, just to build up that knowledge as well. So, it's great to see. And then, of course, we could talk about it and deter the information that's, useful to ones that's kind of just noise. But it's great to hear. So please, never hesitate to send me sources of information and just sources in general. I will always appreciate it. And, of course, the bigger it is, the better our sponsor will be as well. Like the one you sent me earlier. The reason this post that got today, I would have seen it probably regardless because it's quite a big one. But this is thanks to Casper Frog again, who posted this to me. So that being said, we'll get into that post firstly before we get into other posts as well. So we can see here, thank you again, Casper Frog, my man, for the @ Binance, right? Now, we should already know a little bit of lore for you, a backstory, if you will. Binance had a mining distribution incentive, if you will, or mining incentive from November to the 27th of January. And once the incentive was over, they were given, or they said they had a 14 working day distribution period to hand out the rewards for people mining Bitcoin and Casper, the Casper rewards to the winners, to the funding wallets. The words they used was funding wallets. So we expected to see it on the 10th or even 14th of February. It's a month later. That's been and gone. They gave another update stating that the rewards are now being pushed back and will be distributed to the winners on the 6th of March in the funding wallets. It's been 1 week now. It's been and gone. As of today, we have now seen another amendment. So that's the third time they've delayed it. We've got another amendment now that happened today, 13th of March. So they delayed it on the 20th of February and now the 13th of March about the terms and conditions of the promotion. I see. I think I got the issue why you received the information before that it will be distributed to the funding wallet. Upon checking for this campaign, it will be distributed to the Casper payout address provided. Effectively speaking, Binance have done a complete Uno reverse and said, no. We never said that we'll give it to a funding wallet, despite there's proof of that. Not here. This is the new updated terms and conditions. But they did say they're going to give it out to the funding wallet. And now they said it's going to go out to the Casper payout address provided. That basically means it's going to go to the winner's Casper addresses instead. So, long and short, they lied to us. Because the understanding from this community, which I was always a bit speculative about, but for me this confirms the community theory now, which is a funding wallet is not possible without a spot listing. That was the incentive, that was the belief, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's completely true. I just don't know. But that's what we all believed. And now, Binance, after delaying for over a month and a half, delaying distribution to the miners, to the winners, they have now said, okay, yeah, sorry, the funding wallet thing, that was a mishap on our behalf. Like, I believe that, personally. A mishap on our behalf. Now it's going to go to the Casper payout wallets. Which is, like, mind-blowing to me. So that, therefore, means a couple of things to me. It is my my perspective of it all. I believe that they did mean funding wallet, and I believe that funding wallet does now incentivize that a spot listing is necessary for a funding wallet to actually work properly or to actually, come to fruition. So I would like to speculate, again, while it's not confirmation and they're seemingly trying to, play bluff, if you will, I like to believe. Again, I don't think this exchange would make such a blatant mistake. Or, again, I would like to believe that they did intend to put it to a funding wallet. They did intend to list Kaspa. And what I still think they do, I think they will list Kaspa in due time. They intended to do it within this distribution period. But, unfortunately, around this time, when we got to January 27th, it was around here. So January, this is around the distribution period ending. And since then, we've just been coming down continuously. So I am personally under the impression, again, while part of this is speculation, part of this is confirmation, that Binance intended to list Kaspa, but due to the negative market sentiment, due to the uncertainty, due to the tariffs and everything else happening in the market, which, while long-term outlook for me still looks perfectly fine, it looks very bullish in fact, short-term outlook has caused a lot of uncertainty, a lot of downwards markets. I would like to speculate and partly believe that Binance were planning to list Kaspa and now they've pulled back and are sitting back on the sidelines and just accumulating until the markets recover and get to a better position. We speculate that wallet number 2 now is Binance's wallet. This wallet now has 648 million Kaspa. Once more, every Monday and Thursday they scoop up more Kaspa. 16 million more Kaspa scalps a day. It's growing more and more. So I'm going to ask some questions real quickly because, of course, this is the bombshell announcement of this stream, alongside the Coingecko thing as well. We've got much more, of course, as well. We're also going to get into this long thread post here from Kaspa Reports, which is an interesting one, ultimately revealing a massive distortion in Kaspa's distribution, reflecting how a single wallet, which seemingly is number 2's, their Herculean effort to centralize the coin. Actually, again, this is speculated to be Binance's wallet. We'll get into that, of course, in a moment. Right now, Binance and the part that frustrates me a bit, and again, I do care, truthfully do care more about actual developments. Smart contracts, 10 BPS, stable coins, that stuff matters more to me. Adoption matters more to me. The exchanges for me, of course they're good for short-term price pump and equally just in general, they're good, but I don't trust them in general. I don't think, my mind's eye is Kaspa doesn't need the exchanges need Kaspa. That's how I view it. I view it as Binance, Coinbase, OKX, Gemini, Crypto.com, they need to list Kaspa. Kaspa doesn't need them to list them. It's not the other way around. Kaspa will do well regardless of it because it's got such good tech coming through and people are going to understand that. They're going to get the adoption. Obviously, the big exchanges will help more so and quicker rallying. But again, these exchanges, they are business. I understand from a business perspective why listing Kaspa right now is not wise. It's not wise. Let's be realistic now. But the fact of the matter being, as well as Wolfie and many other Kaspa team members have confirmed that integration with Binance and Kaspa has happened and been done for... Actually, Wolfie confirmed, I think it was November, December of 2023. Over a year ago. 15, 16 months back, Binance integrated with Kaspa. And during the early stages, fair enough, not enough accumulation of Kaspa supply. I get it, fine, cool. But it takes you 16 months to accumulate an asset? Right now, market conditions are terrible, I get that much. But there were ample opportunity beforehand as well. Now, I'm going to get to the questions real quickly as well, but I wanted to reiterate once more, don't be emotional, logical, and equally, again, that as frustrating as it is for us all, I'm sure, Kaspa does not need Binance. Binance, and many more exchanges, they need Kaspa, in my belief, because of what they are building, which I'm going to get into in a moment as well. Equally got some more updates as well regarding OKX Exchange, the post that I made yesterday. We'll get to that again in a moment as well. But I'm going to answer questions real quickly firstly. What's up, John Doe? My man, welcome back again. I hope you're doing very, very well today. Yeah, again, tag me as many times as it takes for balance. Yeah, tag me as many as you want, as much as you need to. Is there a chance price for Kaspa will go hard down because Binance listing a lie? No. Because at this point, nobody gives an arse. Like, the way I view it is people, the FOMO of Binance way earlier on, you know, all this early stage here was a massive price pump for Kaspa, and it was great. The FOMO of Binance now is people are numb to it. It's not good. It's very frustrating, and it could definitely cause some downside. I do agree with that much, but how much downside? I don't think it will cause Kaspa to collapse from here. I don't think so, because all it means, like, it's not like Kaspa was on Binance and got delisted like Turbo. Like I saw a post earlier today that Turbo, which is why Turbo's lost its level of support here that I drew out a while back, that Turbo either has done or is going to be delisted from Coinbase Exchange, which is, you know, disastrous for them. It's a meme token, so it is what it is, but it's not like Kaspa was on Binance. There've just been a lot of connections. They've been talking to each other for a long time, speculation. But all it means is that, you know, the funding wallet was never a confirmation of a listing. Now it seems like it was one of a confirmation of a listing, but it was never actually a confirmation of a listing. It was kind of like the good chance of it. But now they said, oh yeah, we're not doing a funding wallet, we're doing a Kaspa wallet reward thing. So I don't think it'll cause Kaspa to come down hard, but I do think it's the reason why Kaspa's currently down today. Although saying that, it's not, thankfully, touch wood, it's not down as hard as it is with Bitcoin right now, which is down double as much, or much more at least today. Good evening, Anthony, my man. When you put Kaspa coins in your Tantrum cold storage, are you technically stored on your card, stick, or are they on the Tantrum server? Do you know the technicalities? I don't know the technicalities. If I was to make an assumption, it would be that it's on the server on your account, because you're given multiple cards. Of course you sync them up, but you're given multiple cards, so I imagine that it's just on your app, so on the server as opposed to on the card itself, the physical entity. But that's, I mean, again, that's something I could probably look into a little bit more to, and again, somebody else in the community might also have an answer for you there if they can provide an answer. Mr. Miles, do you know? Anybody else? If not, then I mean, we'll find an answer for you either way, because, you know, all about trying to help provide some clarity and context in this community, trying to bring some knowledge, you know. How did Binance lie to us? Effectively, APMS just covered. They basically, for, you know, a month and a half or arguably longer, they stated that Kaspa, the mining distribution rewards, will go to funding wallets, and now they amended it not once but twice, delaying it continuously of the terms and conditions for the promotion. And now they're saying, oh yeah, it's not going to the funding wallet, it's going to the Kaspa payout address provided. So the people who won, giving them their Kaspa wallet address, as opposed to the funding wallet that's meant to be on Binance's account. Therefore, the speculation, which seemingly could be deemed as confirmation now, that the funding wallet is a continuation leading towards a spot listing. It can't be done without one, at least. Buy more Kaspa. I mean, yeah, the long and short of it is it gives us more time before Binance lists Kaspa, so we can buy more wallets cheap, you know. That's crazy. I'm charging 66 Kaspa for people to watch his stream. Oh yeah, and I forgot if I missed that. Yeah, today I've got 66 more Kaspa. Whoa, big up to you again, Andy A. Keep filling that bag every single day. I'd love to hear that, my man. And I mean, yeah, Mr. Mars, you're making a fortune, I guess. You just keep scamming people. I'll get you my address later. Okay, cool. What's up, Good Go, my man? I'll get you my address later. Okay, cool. What's up, man? Hope you're doing very, very well. What's up, Nick, as well? Oh my, you know it. Evening, or good evening to you too, Brett. Hope you're doing very, very well. Couple to tell you, Anthony, on the blockchain, and the only way to access them is through the Tantrum card, which holds the private key inside a secure chip. Well, there you go, Anthony. Again, that's why we've got a community here as well. Gives you some clarity when I don't even know myself. So there you go. Yeah. So the way it works is on the actual, you know, entity itself, on the actual platform, on the blockchain, and the card is just a way you can access it because it has its own private key ingrained inside the chip, which is very good. Thank you very much, my man. Once more. What's up again, Nick? Yes, welcome back to the stream. And Mazel, my man, again with Alexo. Man, the crypto industry is so tripping, I can't even get any dry cash. You know what I mean? I've been out of dry powder for the past week or so now, and I'm praying and waiting for the next paycheck. I'm trying to survive the rest of the month. I'm hoping Kaspa stays lower for a little bit longer and then see a reversal very soon. For the first time in over a year, I'm praying that Binance doesn't list Kaspa yet. The whole market is down, and what makes you think Kaspa will go up right now? Let's just wait for a couple more months. I agree with you, Erica. I mean, don't get me wrong. This for me is, I'm going to say it in a weird way, is noise. What I mean by that is, for me, I don't care if Binance lists Kaspa right now. In fact, as Erica says here, and I agree, I don't want them to. The market's not in a good place. And Binance know that Binance are a business. They're going to list when it's right for them. So it makes sense in that regard. They're not listing Kaspa right now. I get that. It's frustrating and it's scummy that they delay, and they say funding wallet. Oh, now we're not going to do the Kaspa payout address. That's scummy. That's a lie. I don't like it. But at the same time, I am kind of happy in a sense that they are not listing Kaspa just yet, because for me it is inevitable. Again, Binance needs Kaspa, not Kaspa needs Binance. What's coming out for Kaspa, which I'm going to get into in the stream later on, the smart contract developments, the incoming stable coins and whatnot. We're getting more developers joining the project now for KF as well. Like, a lot of big stuff coming through. Like, adoption's going through thick and fast as well. Like, Kaspa is still in a prime position. I do truly believe we're closer now to all-time highs than we were back in December. We're at 18-19 cents. It sounds weird, but I do believe that, because right now Kaspa has all to gain and nothing to lose. That's how I see it right now. It's got so many big developments coming through, and while market is not great right now, for me it is going to come back stronger. And the reason why I believe that is because of the stuff we do every single day here, and equally in more detail. Information provided here in this community. We provide a lot of information here, executive information from institutional documents, from KPMG, Deloitte, World Economic Forum, and many other deep insights into their plans, what they want to do. Again, we talk about it. Don't be emotional, logical, and follow the money. Right now, the money is talking about their belief in AI and crypto, and we cover these articles, we post them in this community here. We do weekly live streams every Saturday as well, amongst much more, like trade alerts. So if you want to find out more about that, come check the CF community here. You can join for free, 7-day free trial, link down below in the description, chat, also on my homepage here as well. But I agree with you, Erica, here. Definitely, I wish and do pray and that Binance will hold off a little bit longer. We'll come back full circle later for this as well, because I'm sure people will be joining the stream later on, wanted to find out what Binance did. But I'm going to get into this OKX post really quickly as well, being the last of the exchange. I'm going to say FUD, because it is kind of fuddy. As we know, yesterday we had this major post from OKX, published, talking about Kaspa launch, what's driving the hype behind Kaspa's. OKX himself, he looked into it, it was actually their directory, so it's actually OKX Exchange, the actual platform, not some, community member just driving FUD for it. And along this whole post about everything they posted about Kaspa, it also talk about, how to buy, sell, trade Kaspa. And it says, on the very first step, choose an exchange. Kaspa is listed on several cryptocurrency exchanges, including OKX, which is incorrect, because Kaspa is not got a spot listing, it's not got a perpetual listing on OKX. It's not on there yet. I'm sure it will be, normally following Binance, but it's not on there yet. Now, I'll highlight this again, because this drove a lot of FOMO and asking questions from the community, like, why is this here? This is also incorrect information. Is this a leak about they're going to list it very, very soon, or was it a mistake that they didn't mean to release it just yet? Well, I posted about this. I added OKX. I also put the website in here as well. You click on the website link now. It says use this page. As far as I'm aware, that page has been deleted. So the page that had this Kaspa post is now no more. Which just further adds to the uncertainty and speculation about, was this post a mistake in the sense of it came out too early and leaked that a listing's about to come, or it was just in their draft that they weren't meant to post just yet and someone just did it by accident. I don't know. An intern's getting fired, I'm sure. Somebody's getting fired, but this was released when everything was not meant to be released, it's been deleted already. OKX given no responses, of course. Why would they? And deleted it now. So not just Binance have shifted from the funding wallet to the Kaspa payout reward wallets. Now OKX have posted about Kaspa yesterday, and now they've removed that as well. So I'm making a video as we speak right now. I'm going to be editing it and uploading it later today. It basically covers about the Made in USA stuff, a bit more detail about it, and also the tier 1 listing drama, how they are literally playing mind games with the community right now, and it's just it's just so frustrating. Like this stuff for me, ultimately, I deem it as noise. I'm covering it because it's still community news we need to know about, but it's just like, I completely understand why you shouldn't list Kaspa right now, because the price is down a lot. The market's also not in a good position right now. It would be, for a business perspective, unwise, especially because Kaspa is a fair launch project. They have to buy the Kaspa themselves to list it. They can't just get paid for it. It's not how it works. So that's why you saw earlier Coinbase listed another asset. I saw a post about it. ATH. How does this get listed before Kaspa? Well, I'm sure ATH paid to get on Coinbase as opposed to Kaspa, which had to be accumulated themselves. Of course, Kaspa Guru knows this. He's a very, again, he understands that element of well, but it's still just a question to be asked. How are you still ignoring Kaspa? Why are you paying no mind to it whatsoever? OKX has finally taken some attention off Kaspa. They even made a post, about this whole 90% alternative loading here, which was coincidental considering that Kaspa just surpassed 90% mined. So, for me, the long and short of it, I do think tier 1s are coming. I think they are probably even getting anxious. They're very, very eager to list Kaspa sooner now, as OKX are giving some form of leaks now, actually making posts about Kaspa as well. And equally, Binance are doing this sort of stuff. They did seem to have plans to list Kaspa with the funding wallet, but now it has been amended to just a Kaspa reward payout address. So they're coming, and I'm sure they're coming because of all the other major developments coming through as well. Also because we're seeing multiple major accounts like BSCN with 1.2 million followers. Equally, we've seen BSC Gems and many others with over 600k, 300k followers who are repeatedly every single day posting multiple, not just one, multiple posts about Kaspa, whether it be exclusively about Kaspa or post correlating with Kaspa as well. Kaspa's getting a lot of recognition now. There's a lot more hype being driven about the project. So evidently, and this is funny as well because these accounts didn't post about Kaspa at all. The last time they spoke about it was at its all-time highs back in August when it was at 20 cents. It's gone quiet since then. They didn't speak about KRC20. They speak about 10 BPS. It's still speaking about it now. Now speaking about it. So I think they're getting shielded by some entity, probably the exchange themselves, to drive FOMO about Kaspa in preparation for demand to drive into the market again. I mean, we can see Kaspa right now is currently the most tweeted asset on Twitter right now in the last 24 hours. And not surprising again. Which actually, I say that actually, I'm a little surprised. I thought XRP would get a lot more, considering that currently there's been a lot of speculation now about their lawsuit about to come to a very, very close end. So I think XRP, I'm not sure what this is exactly scanning in regards to the whole market. I think XRP probably should be in there right now, but Kaspa being top is again not surprising to me regardless. It is in regards to community engagement, Kaspa, I see repeatedly, is definitely one of the top 5 community projects in this space. And I only say top 5 right now and not higher because it's still got a small community comparison like XRPs and Bitcoins and Ethereum, Solanas. But the community arguably is a lot stronger as well. And more knowledgeable, I'd like to say, because, I think everyone's... I mean, I say that. That's a controversial statement, I guess, because I guess everyone is knowledgeable in their own space, in their own regards. It's just a personal opinion of mine. I mean, I'm in both XRP communities quite a lot and also Kaspa communities and many other... I'm in the crypto space in general, but I think I can correlate and symbolize more of the Kaspa community itself. If it goes down to 5 cents, I'm swapping all my ETH to Kaspa, as you should. In my opinion, not financial advice, I'll do the same thing as well. Hey boys, are we cooked? Nah, not at all. It's frustrating. We're not cooked though. I wouldn't say cooked the right term. I just say it's another day in paradise, in the joking sense. More upside's coming, I believe that much. ScoomXC, I hate them since they started manipulating Kaspa's price. Kraken is the way. I mean, I prefer Kraken, definitely, but for trading, I use Mexi for trading. Our experienced traders in this community here, the trades they be pushing so far, I think we're doing very, very well. 200%, even a small 50%. We're making continuous gains right now, actually, which is good to see. But it's being done on Mexi exchange right now. I don't think Mexi's terrible, but I don't use it to buy Kaspa. I used to use L-Bank. I use Kraken now, and I still put it into my Tangent wallet because it's just safer as well. Have it on a cold storage. Don't trust the exchanges. We've already seen that much already. They haven't got your best interest at heart ever. They want to care. They want to make money. That's their goal, to make money. In that regard, actually, after covering all the OKX stuff and Binance stuff here. I'll answer more questions in a moment, but I want to cover this long but extensively detailed thread from Kaspa report here about seemingly a single entity, single wallet, and their attempt to centralize Kaspa supply. It talks about here how in December 2024, so about 3 months back now, we noticed an anomaly in Kaspa's redistribution across wallets. The extent and scope of Kaspa's accumulation in the humpback category seemed unusual. After several months, the anomaly intensified, prompting us to investigate further. Now, to my knowledge, they're referring to wallet 2 here. If you can see, if you look at Kaspalytics right now and go to the distribution to the address balance, and we copy the address, we can see that this wallet has been accumulating for a while now, and even more aggressively more recently since December. Like again, it went flatlined here, and look how steep it's been since December. Gradual gradient going up, plateaued a little bit for 2 weeks into the new year. Starting the new year, it's been going much more steeper, much more parabolic, a lot bigger purchases, more frequent purchases as well, which is interesting to see. While it's normal for smaller wallets to make circulating supply percentage, CS% gains, it was unusual that the humpback wallet cohort was also making large gains. We ruled out the possibility that the CS% gains in the humpback category resulted from wallets dropping from the Arkman status. At all points of measurement, this category did not exist. Thus, humpbacks were gaining CS% against smaller wallets, which is very peculiar. What makes it more unusual is accumulating an enormous amount of Kaspa becomes exponentially harder over time as the hash rate increases and new supply declines. Again, supply shock right now. The supply for Kaspa is getting smaller and smaller, about 90% right now. So accumulating large amounts is significantly harder to do now than it would have been last year, of course. Yet one wallet, now number 2, was accumulating Kaspa at an accelerating rate for over a year despite these constraints. Again, just showed you that this is the gradient curve. Been getting more accumulation, more frequent, more steeper, despite the fact that supply has been decreasing. So it's going against the supply curve. It's peculiar, to say the least. So although we suspected that the wallet here is presumably Binance's was the cause, we investigated this anomaly further. We turned to Kaspalytics for more data and found several puzzling pieces of apparently conflicting data. We found that the CS% held by the top 0.0% of wallets rose over the past year, and this was unexpected. Typically, we would expect to see this decline as Kaspa disperses across the ecosystem as explained above, about distribution and whatnot. We also found that the minimum Kaspa held by the 0.01% of wallets also decreased over the same period of time, which also is weird. Although it's expected that the minimum Kaspa amount needed to be in the 0.1% of wallets would decline as the number of smaller wallets grew. The fact is this cohort of wallets simultaneously gained CS% suggests that Kaspa was becoming more concentrated within this cohort. So if we validate this by examining the average Kaspa amount in this wallet cohort, and it decreased while CS% increased, we examined all 16 wallets in this cohort with above average Kaspa to identify which skewed the data, and one stood out. The wallet presumably owned by Binance. Although it's well known that this wallet has been accumulating a large amount of Kaspa over the year, we contend that the accumulation pattern is nearly impossible to achieve without using some kind of unfair advantage. The wallet isn't just accumulating Kaspa, it is doing so at an unsustainable accelerating rate. Earthing over half of all new supply for months. So the supply that comes out to Kaspa right now every month due to the mining distribution and whatnot, they're getting over half of it every single month. Continuously, which is insane. It's absurd to say the least. So ultimately, which comes down to the conclusion part here, I'm not going to go to the whole post, pretty much like the whole thing in itself anyways. I'm going to link this information down below in my community. I'm going to retweet this as well, so you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be retweeting it there, make my own 2 cents about it, just how crazy it is. It's a very, very good report, and equally I'll be reposting my community there. You go follow me, go and join the community here, and you can see the post in there as well in the information channels. But yeah, ultimately this may prove to be one of the biggest attempts to control the Kaspa market. You know, it's happening right now, but the fundamental bottom line here as well, that no amount of fiat currency or price manipulation can break Kaspa decentralization. No matter what Binance or whatever this wallet is trying to do, no matter who they are, what they're trying to do, they cannot stop Kaspa. They cannot make Kaspa centralized. It's not possible. If anything, we should be grateful that Binance is subsidizing Kaspa for the long-term accumulators and that their ultimate aim is to list Kaspa for spot trading, expanding the bridge from fiat currency into the Kaspa ecosystem. So we should be thankful for Binance for that regard, but of course, again, it seems pretty evident that the exchanges are manipulating the price of Kaspa. Mexi is the main culprit, but I'm sure Binance is definitely part of that as well. They're not in the good books right now for the community. Will they list Kaspa? Definitely. When they do, will it pump the price of Kaspa? Most likely. When will happen? We don't know. Only they do. No one knows. Not even Kaspa knows. They don't even know. They have to wait for all the mercy of Binance and OKX and the exchanges when they want to list Kaspa. It will happen in due time, and it's going to happen because of what's coming out. We're seeing the big FOMO coming through from big accounts now, which is probably they're doing as well. We've got a lot more to come through for Kaspa as well, which I'm going to get into just quickly now, before I get to the big developments about smart contracts and whatnot, the Made in America part again as well, the developments from that as well. But I'm going to ask questions again real quick. Try Uphold, yeah, also you can do Uphold instead of Kraken, that's also a good exchange as well. No one said anything in my chat, in the Discord, but could it be that Binance is banned in the UK so you don't see the buy button on Coingecko? Yeah, that's also what I expected as well. Because Binance is back. Yes, yeah. Basically, Andy messaged me earlier talking about how when you go on CoinMarketCap here, there's actually a buy button here, and the buy button shows up for, I believe it said it's perps trading on Binance, and I think he also said it was Coingecko as well, but mainly just Binance is now there. I don't have that on my CoinMarketCap here, and I speculate and believe that it's probably because Binance is banned in the UK. If you made an account when it was still available, then it's fine, you can still use it, but it's banned in the UK, so that might be why Binance is not showing up here. Binance isn't banned in the UK, is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, Binance is banned in the UK. I'm not sure when it got banned exactly. If you made, again, it's the same thing, like Mexi is banned in the UK, KuCoin is banned in the UK, Binance banned in the UK, there's probably more as well. I already have a Mexi and Binance account, so, you know, I could use those if I choose to, which I have done since then. But KuCoin, I didn't make one, so I can't get KuCoin now, which is a bit of a shame, because I thought KuCoin was not a bad one. My friends use that one quite a lot as well, but I've got Kraken, I've got Crypto.com, and I like those two a lot more, actually, so I use those a lot more. Binance isn't helping us right now. They don't want to add all of this unselling pressure when we have low buying pressure. I mean, yeah. Again, I think if they listed Kaspa right now, while it'd be a good FOMO driver at the same time, I would probably mean that I think Kaspa would go through a pump and dump if he did it right now. Because I think all of us understand that it's inevitable. It's frustrating. It's going to take a while, but it's inevitable. But if they list Kaspa right now when it's really, really far down, it'll probably cause a pump and dump. But if they wait for the Kaspa to start rallying properly, which will start rallying following its developments, then it will continue demand rising up higher. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably doing us a favour, definitely. Is there a way we can come together for a lawsuit against Binance? No. Lord, I wish I could do. I mean, it does seem, you know, very scummy, and also does seem very much, you know, illegal, because it was in their terms and conditions about funding wallets and whatnot, and now that's been amended twice. So it does seem a little bit off, but the problem is, you know, whether it is, you know, illegal or not, I cannot confirm or deny. I have lawyer friends and people I could ask, but the problem is, no matter, even if you try to go to a lawsuit against, like, I'm not saying don't stand up to the big powers, of course. You know, that's what Kaspa is at the base layer. Kaspa's trying to stand up to the corrupt centralized money system. So definitely stand up to the big powers, but, you know, it's Binance exchange, the biggest exchanges in the world. They're going to have a very strong lawyer team. It's going to be very, very hard to actually win a legal battle if you try to. Not saying that you actually be legitimate about it, but it should be all at the mercy of the exchanges once in a while, and they're just, again, they're just off to their shenanigans. Binance is waiting for the market to pump. I mean, yeah, but again, ultimately, Binance are just waiting for the market to pump. That's what I believe. The video I'm going to make and release later on is talking about how it's frustrating, of course, but they're not going to list right now when the market is just so bad. Although in saying that, this post here, again, shout out to Cody, highlights that we should be seeing a lot of good things happening and coming through very, very soon. So ultimately, it talks about here how US deficit hits a record $1.1 trillion in the first 5 months of 2025 as February taxes failed to cover even half of the spending. First, the good news. Elon Musk Doge, which is Department of Government Efficiency, is going through government spending with a fine-tooth comb, slashing $1 million here and $1 billion there. The bad news, at the rate it's going, the Department of Government Efficiency will need a few hundred years to make a tangible impact because, as the Treasury just reported, in February, the US government spent a staggering $603 billion, a 6% increase from the $567 billion a year ago, while it collected just $296 billion in tax revenues, which resulted in a $307 billion budget deficit in the month, which means that all tax revenues collected by the US government in February was less than the deficit. So otherwise, the US spent more than twice what they collected in February, which means this February deficit was only shy of the highest on record, and only the post-COVID shock of 2021 was greater. The markets right now are extremely bad. Well, the economy right now is in tatters. It's almost as bad as it was in 2021 COVID, which is one of the worst. That was as bad as FTX, if not worse. It's one of the other black swan events. And it pushed the cumulative total of 2025 to $1.147 trillion, covering 38% of all US spending in fiscal 2025. This is a problem because, as shown in the next chart, the cumulative budget deficit for the first 5 months of fiscal 2025 is the highest on record, surpassing even the fiscal shock from the depths of the post-COVID responses. It goes on to say here as well, the punchline is that no matter what Musk does, the US Titanic remains fully on autopilot because while a few billions in discretionary spending here and there can be cut, neither entitlements, Social Security, Medicare, nor interest on debt can be without a fault. It can, however, be inflated away, and it will be. So in February, gross interest on federal debt hit a record of $1.17 trillion in the past 12 months, thanks to another $86 billion of interest spending. So ultimately, talking about how if we can see interest rates ultimately, we can see if inflation comes down, inflation can, this is partly why the inflation is going down right now, from my understanding of this right now. Ultimately talking about this is why partly why inflation is going down right now, and this is also why, with inflation therefore coming down as a result of this, it also means you can start cutting more rates again. Now, when Cody put this in here, Cody was talking about how bullish it is ultimately, and it is very, very bullish news. Devious Me just mentioned to me in my chat as well, in my community, that in Belgium where he's based, you can see the buy button on Kaspa here as well. So it's just probably a UK thing then, which is just typical. UK sucks. Ultimately, for me, markets are, while struggling right now, they're still in a very, very prime position to see a reversal following the current state of the economy, the fact that everything seems to be by design, that we're seeing corrective behaviour right now, but we will see a reversal. I believe we will do, because we're getting lowering interest. We saw the data, inflation data came out yesterday or the day before, which stated that the expected was 2.9, it came back at 2.8, better than expected. So that is good. We should be therefore seeing lower interest rates, therefore higher chance of there being rate cuts. Probably not until May though, I'd like to believe. And we'll see markets reverse. It's very, very bullish. However, to understand also, which I've just seen now, why the markets seemingly are correcting today is because Trump, again, up to his usual antics, he actually just announced that he is now threatening the EU with increased tariffs. We already got them on Canada, Mexico, China got increased as well, and now going to do it on Europe. We already announced he's going to do it on Europe, he's going to increase it now. Create the sole purpose of taking advantage of the United States. He just imposed a nasty 50% tariff on whiskey. If the tariff is not removed immediately, the US will soon impose a 200% tariff on all wines, champagnes and alcoholic products from France and other countries represented by the European Union. So, European Union was like, oh yeah, America, you're doing this whole tariff thing? Yeah, screw you, we'll do 50% tariffs on whiskey. And Trump's like, you think that's terrible? How about 20% tariffs on all of your alcohol if you don't remove it immediately? That's the problem. America's just too big of an economy. It's so hard to try and play the bully when you've got more of the cards. Trump holds more of the cards. So for me, this is why the markets are correcting right now, ultimately. Again, tariffs, the FUD. Why would Binance want to list right now when this sort of stuff's coming out? So, yeah, while the markets, long-term outlook, it still looks very, very good. I'm not worried about long-term outlook. Short-term outlook, yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. But again, that just gives us more opportunity to buy cheap assets. Should be choose to, not financial advice. Again, do your own research. But for me, fantastic news for buying cheap Kaspa for longer. to see what's coming out in due time as well. And Kaspa also might get into good favour with Trump as well, which I'm going to get into this post now as well. So we can see here, Wolfie posted, "Thank you, Coingecko. Appreciate the tag addition for Kaspa. Coingecko now just added Kaspa to Made in USA as well. It was just CoinMarketCap, now it's Coingecko as well. They're both doing it. Why? Well, it's because of Wolfie and Johnny. To my knowledge, from what I saw in a post that they made, I haven't got it preloaded though, it mentioned that ultimately, there's still a lot of people in the community that believe that Kaspa is an Israeli coin because the founder, Son Polinsky, is from Israel. This is incorrect. It's straight up wrong. It's just lies. Kaspa is stateless. It's decentralized, open source. It has no government authority, no centralized entity. It's for the people. It's for everyone. So it has no... It's not Israeli. The founder's from Israel, sure, but it's not an Israeli coin. But if people want to justify that Kaspa is Israeli, then if anything, it's more American than Israel. Because it was founded in the DAG Labs. Polychain Capital, an investment arm of Coinbase Exchange, they funded $8 million, or invested $8 million to invest in the brain power of Son Polinsky and the team to research Kaspa in the early days, DAG Labs. And equally, the majority of the node operators for Kaspa right now are also based in America, as we can see from Kaspa here. So, Kaspa, by logic, by actual fact, is stateless. Decentralized, open source, no headquarters, no central authority for everybody. It is not, and it is not American. It's not Israeli. But if it's going to be categorized as such, it's more American than it is Israel. The whole premise of why Coingecko and CoinMarketCap have come out and saying that Kaspa is now made in USA. If we go here and check once more, it is to deter the misinformed, individuals who believe that Kaspa is an Israeli coin. It's not. And evidently, Johnny and Wolfie went to these two exchanges and convinced them. It wasn't just a case of like, they asked, they said, yes, sure. They had to convince them, and they did. And evidently, they probably said what I just said now. DAG Labs. It was mentioned about the node operator. So Kaspa, in that regard, is more American than it is Israel. Now, does this mean that Kaspa is going to benefit from zero tax? Coingecko being part of that. Now, it's a grey area for me. Me personally, I'm going to say no. Because if Bitcoin doesn't, then Kaspa won't. And Kaspa is like Bitcoin. So for me, it won't get zero tax, but there's argument to be made here. Not just the American thing, also because, as you can see from Son Polinsky's post, which I reposted to someone here earlier, Son Polinsky did confirm that Trump's campaign agreed to receive fat donations in Kaspa. So Trump does, with regard, know of Kaspa. He does. And they've been donated to Kaspa as well. So whether Kaspa's made in America or not, we can debate till death do us part. I'm going to say it's not. It's stateless, because that is literally what it is. But if you've got to argue that it is not, then it's American, not Israel. It's American, sure. So will Kaspa therefore benefit from zero tax? I personally think no. But the argument to me that it could be is because, again, based in America, technically speaking, DAG Labs, Polychain Capital, node operator, but also because Kaspa did donate to Trump's campaign. So they could potentially get some good favour, and they could help them in getting some, some little bit of, added incentive, if you will, some benefits, if you will. So that could be very, very bullish for Kaspa. But the reason why I also think it's potential as well that Trump might want to give some special favour to Kaspa as well, because what they are building is so innovative. It is literally going to be historic, what they're going to bring to the space. Never done before. 10 BPS, fastest proof of work and crypto project in the space, whilst also being decentralized, also on smart contracts and stablecoins. So I'm going to get into that post in a moment here as well. Binance are smarter than people assume. They will get the most out of Kaspa news. They are a company at the end of the day, and they need a good return of investment. Yeah, I mean, again, precisely my point as well. It's frustrating, but at the end of the day, they're a business. They know they have employed people to get them the maximum output. And again, it's one thing is you're paying them to list a project. They'll be like, okay, cool, thanks for the money. List whatever it does, we don't care. They have to do it themselves for Kaspa. They're going to try and make money off it as much as possible. So do it when it's best for them. They're trying to frustrate people to sell. Maybe they are as well. Again, it could also be a strategy for them trying to accumulate more while it's cheap. If you're giving them too much credit as market pros, I mean, maybe, but I think it's not also illogical to assume as such as well. I mean, they are an exchange, a long-standing one. They survived lawsuits, with CZ being also, scrutinised as well, and also having to be forced to set down a CEO due to illicit things as well. Like they've done a lot, and they're big exchange for a while, so they must have a relatively, experienced team to the very least. Coinbase listed Tau under the market conditions, dud. I mean, true, but I mean, look at what Tau's at right now. And also, there's a difference between Tau and Kaspa. Tau's AI based, and AI big, I think, is regardless going to go up. But Kaspa, I could argue it's a bit more of a gamble. I don't think it is, but you could argue it because, again, AI is just a niche that in itself is just going to do well for me. And again, I have a lot more in-depth information about that in this community here. Like, literally every single week we look through these research documents, and 99% of them always just cover the market sentiment, where we're going to be going. Some projects as well, of course, some projects, but also AI. AI is going to be so big. So that's also why I'm looking into that sector a bit more so as well, and I'm trying to find some good projects. I'm feeling things will really progress once we flip bullish again. So do I. I think when Kaspa finally flips that switch and regain 10 cents, I think it'll be pretty much almost straight soaring from there. Obviously, it won't be straight. It'll be coming up and down, I'm sure. But if it's past 10 cents, I think it'll be straight soaring from there. Jay, what's the average cost for one Kaspa in your wallet? On wallet and wallet number 2. They will not list Kaspa until the price is higher than the price they DCA into Kaspa, I believe. I don't know what... That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure what their average price is. I don't, on the top of my head, know how to figure that out. I don't know exactly how to figure that out. So if someone can let me know if there's a way I can figure out what the average buying price is, then I'll definitely show it. But I don't know on top of my head how to figure that out. I'd imagine if they started buying from March, small amounts. You're looking at March time for Kaspa. That's here. So we've been buying around here. And be buying more aggressively recently. So in that regard, then their averages must be a lot higher than it is right now. Although they're doing a lot more stupid purchases right now, they're doing bigger purchases right now. They did all of this. They got up to... So when the Kaspa start coming down below 10 cents, first time was in February. So their first February purchase was around here. So they got to around 500 million Kaspa, give or take, before we got to below 10 cents, and now they're buying heavier. So I don't know what the average price is, but it must be higher than where they're at right now. That's delusional. Every project needs exchanges in order to solve the liquidity issue of trading, so you can't say we don't need exchanges. No. I'm saying that the exchanges need Kaspa more than the Kaspa needs the exchange. I'm not saying that they don't need them in general, but I'm saying that these exchanges, to make money, they need Kaspa more than Kaspa needs the exchanges. Kaspa, for what they're generally building in a space, for the milestones they're going to be able to achieve, for the partnership that they do currently have and more that's going to be growing. There's no secret that these exchanges and these other major players, they know of Kaspa. Marathon, while selling it, have been mining Kaspa for over a year, since September of 2023. My point being is ultimately that Kaspa's got a lot of groundbreaking historical milestone developments coming out, 10 BPS, smart contracts, stablecoins, Dagnite, all things that will solidify Kaspa's place in this space and let us confidently and comfortably compete with other projects in this space. And that is a massive, in my belief, not financial advice, a massive investment opportunity, whether you're someone like us, someone like me, or you're an exchange who wants to make a quick buck of money. They've been working with Kaspa for a while. So while Kaspa having Binance OKX is great and arguably necessary for it to actually be able to pump high in value, I think Kaspa's going to do very, very well. Touch wood if we don't even get them, because what they're building is going to be FOMO drivers regardless, because what they're building is just so innovative. And the exchanges know that much, hence why they're still working with Kaspa. While screwing with us, they're still working with Kaspa. So I'm not saying by any means that Kaspa doesn't need exchanges. I'm not saying we don't need them. I'm saying that these exchanges need Kaspa more than we need the exchanges. but they're coming either way, so the point is not a mute either way. The exchanges for me, they're regardless, are going to be coming the cycle anyway. So, wow, I've been answering questions frequently today, and I'm still getting so many questions. Damn. Remember the climb Kaspa did during the bear market? Just imagine this exchange is doing what Binance is and waiting for a better time to this Kaspa. We never would have seen that rally. Also very true. Also very true, but I guess it is slightly a different I mean, it's a different situation right now. You're right. Kaspa did that insane rally in the bear market, and exchanges, still listed then as well. Bybit causing this 3x here. But we're in the bull market right now, and the markets were bad then, but the markets were like already bottomed out back here. The markets are already bottomed out right here, and Kaspa's already doing quite well. Every exchange listened called Kaspa to pump, and the mining was frequent as well. So I think now we're in a bull market, and the market conditions are so terrible right now that listing is just unwise. But we can speculate that and talk. We can speculate that and continue anyways. If your funds are on Tangent, they're on a blockchain. Yeah, there you go again. It's more answer about that. Yeah, on a blockchain and not on the card, the physical entity itself. I remember everyone was saying Vitalik was smarter than everyone else involved in Ethereum, and we should trust their slow progress. We should trust switching to proof of stake and so on. I mean, yeah, Ethereum definitely fumbled doing that, most definitely, no doubt about it. Is the bull run cancelled? Not at all, crazy world. Not at all, crazy world. Like it looks bleak right now, and this is obviously not great for markets either. But this is bullish for markets, and equally, the other information we cover generally every single day in these streams, and equally a lot more in-depth information we have in this community here as well, showcases even more detail about the significance of the rally we're going to be seeing very, very soon. So I'm not worried about it. Again, links to join that are down below, and in my community here as well. On my channel here as well. Listing while the market is down is not a bad thing though. You don't want them to list when the price is at an all-time high. I mean, again, like I'm saying, I mean, ultimately the reason why Binance is not listed, we can speculate when's the best time, when's not the best time, why they're not doing it. We're not the exchanges. We really don't know. End of the day for me, they're going to this cap for Binance, OKX, Coinbase. They're going to list them in due time, whenever they're ready. We have to just be at mercy at them as we are the fishes swimming along with the whales. But it'll happen. It'll happen following all the big development stuff coming out. For example, here we can see what Johnny puts out here that a more accurate timeline is the Ethereum virtual machine layer 2 chain. It will be happening before Q2. That's in the next 2 weeks, because the end of March is in 2 weeks' time. So we're seeing some form of early stage smart contract infrastructure coming out, whether it be a testnet or the full-fledged thing in the next 2 weeks or so, followed by the quick implementation of stablecoins and stable bridging done in Q2 from what I've seen likely in May time, which is very, very bullish. We know Equilabs is also planning to release a testnet, I believe, end of this month as well. So a testnet coming out for smart contracts happening at the end of, in 2 weeks time as well. And Zeta Swaps here is being active at showcasing more and more developments about, their platform, their decentralized exchange, their DEX that's going to be built on top of Equilabs layer 2. And again, things are looking very, very good right now. So hopefully this continues. And you can see, if you saw earlier, we have MetaMask showing, because again, it's a Ethereum virtual machine. So if it's a Kaspa's DEX, the layer 2 built on top of it will be compatible with Ethereum. Again, Interoperable, which is very, very big as well. This is all coming out in the next month or two, which is huge. And again, stablecoins are coming out soon after that as well. And KF again are making more and more announcements as well. They've recently just announced a new member, Elliot. I'm not going to pronounce the surname because I'm going to butcher that, as a researcher who's going to be focusing on 3 main areas: developing a more accurate and up-to-date model of oracles in decentralized finance, investigating existing failure points in oracles, and analyzing how they are manipulated through MEV strategies, and designing a solution to the oracle problem to improve security, efficiency, and reliability in blockchain systems. So this is very, very big to see. And whilst a short announcement, we could see as well, this member, individual Elliot, has now also just been hired as a researcher, now going to also be attending the Web3 Amsterdam event on March 13th, which is right now. It's happening right now. Talking about, how does Kaspa generalize the Nakamoto consensus? And also later on this week, or next week, starting next week even, we also know again that Ambassador for Kaspa, Maya Bromska, who has got a lot of deep experience into real estate, will also be talking on behalf of Kaspa as well on the 19th and 20th of March. So adoption for Kaspa is growing more and more in the Next Block Expo in Europe again. Kaspa's reach in Europe is growing more and more. So things are looking good in that regard. And I don't have the chance to listen to this just yet as well, but Kaspa just posted that, wants to learn more about the new opcodes and zero-knowledge Ethereum virtual machine that we're building. Well, here's a video from Kaspa Door as well, talking about it in 20-minute video. So I'll be listening to this very soon, talking about it, so we can understand more about, what Kaspa's building, what Kaspa's building. Smart contract stuff coming to Kaspa very, very soon, which is very exciting once more. So again, Kaspa for me, FUD aside, all the jarring stuff aside, and we can see a lot of posts, the slides he used here as well. Like, the sort of stuff we've seen so far, the fact that yes, Kaspa has already surpassed the other competing proof of work projects by 2.1 times its highest daily transaction count. That's insane. That's absolutely nuts. Over 16 million transactions is nuts. Minor fees, 128.2 million. They made so much money that day, and that's what the future Kaspa has in store for it. Again, links to this will be in my community. Go check that out and listen to the video as well, because I'm sure it'll be very insightful to get some more insight on what's coming out for Kaspa in the next few weeks to few months. Not far off now at all. Good evening, War Britannia. I'm doing very, very well. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. I both have to go down next month so we can load up 3 to 5 cents. It's such a lucky position to be in. I mean, if we go down that far, I'll be surprised, but I'll be very grateful as well. No doubt about it. Every professional trader I inform what's coming to Kaspa tell me it doesn't matter what's coming, news doesn't matter, nothing matters, and they laugh at me and say I don't get it. Your thoughts, my man? I mean, my thought is, they have their own strategies. Traders typically aren't very flexible in the sense of once they find their projects that they can frequent make money from, they don't tend to diversify very often. Because, if what doesn't broke, don't fix it, right? For me, people laughing at Kaspa, especially if you're not very well informed about it, it is not surprising. Kaspa price is down despite all the business coming out for it. For me, I think it as Kaspa's got, 6, 7, 8 major developments coming out for it in the next few months, including potential listings as well, when its price is at an all-time local low, down to 10% from all-time highs. Kaspa has a much higher chance, in my belief, not financial advisor, of going up from here than it is going down. But again, people can speculate all they want to. I have zero doubt in my mind right now that Kaspa is going to do extremely well this year. Very, very well. That's what I'm again looking through from market analysis, stuff I look at in more detail in this community here, and equally the stuff I look about Kaspa every single day here as well. Kaspa is in a very strong position despite its price correction. It's not Kaspa that's struggling, it's crypto that's struggling. Kaspa's down definitely a lot, but you've got to look at a wider perspective. Cardano, Litecoin, Chainlink, and there are many other projects in the space. Even Tau as well. Similarly, they're down 60, 70% from all-time highs. But these projects, no one for a moment believes these projects won't come back to all-time highs. Everyone, I've not heard a single bit of FUD about Tau. No one talks about Tau at all. But it follows similar price, pullbacks like Kaspa. In fact, it almost follows it to a T. Tau peaked here, just short of all-time highs, in December. Kaspa similarly did this in December. Tau's actually following Kaspa's chart. Look at the similarity between the two. But no one talks about Tau being bad. But it's because Tau's AI. Everyone believes Tau's going to come back, and I think Kaspa's no different, honestly. And you're welcome again. I didn't do much, but the community's here to support everyone else while we can. Aftermarket list Kaspa. Most Kaspa exchange listings happen in the bear market when everything is down, and it worked out amazing for Kaspa. Also true, it'll happen, whenever it's ready. What's up, Greg, my man? Hopefully you're having a great day as well. Watching on replay. Hopefully you enjoy the stream, playback. I'm holding long term with hopefully a bit of profit taking, but imagine saying I was buying Kaspa at 5-6p or cents. Yeah, I mean that is ridiculous, Again, like just having the ability to say that is insane. I didn't think I'd be able to say anything below 10 cents Kaspa again, but apparently, there is a God there somewhere. I mean, I believe in God anyways, personally, but, I'm saying that in a joking sense. There is someone there looking out for us who's letting us have another opportunity to buy cheap Kaspa, Just looking through more of the comments as well. What's up, Beaverman? Hope you had a very, very good day. Welcome back. One of these days I'm going to run into Beavers at McDonald's. Oh, is that true? I didn't know Kaspa was a US coin. Is that true? Technically speaking, it is, but also no. Kaspa is stateless. It is stateless, decentralized. It's not actually made in America, as Kaspa highlights here as well. It's on the category of made in America on Coingecko and CoinMarketCap, so it's got more visibility in that regard. And that's also because a lot of the hash power, the mining, is done in the US, and also because DAG Labs, who founded Kaspa, who was funded by Polychain, is also in California. So it's got strong connection to the United States more than it has to, Israeli coins, people tend to say. But it's important to know that Kaspa is a stateless, decentralized project with no headquarters, no central authority, no corporate structure, just like Bitcoin. So it's not technically a US coin, but you could argue for and against it. I'm not talking about the listing. I'm talking about the raw distribution. I mean, the raw distribution in itself is ridiculous. How they keep delaying it in itself is ridiculous, and also then changing from funding wallet to Kaspa payout address is again just. I don't know. Scummy is the word I'm going to choose. Hopefully, CT1 listing around 10 people's hard fork. I hope so too, Jojo. I hope so too. Does anyone else have to buy Kaspa button on the top of the market chart? I mean, yeah, Devious Me did highlight it to me. I'm getting more posts in the chat. What's happening? Maybe you can see the average price buy if you add address on Coinly. Okay. Well, I will have a look at that tomorrow if I can. If I click on it, it comes up. Oh yeah, so yeah, if the distribution for the following Binance products and service is not aimed at consumers in Belgium. Interesting. So Devious Me showcases that you can. Devious Me has the buy button on CoinMarketCap as well for Kaspa here, like Andy does. And when he clicks on it, it comes up with this here, which is very interesting. So it's like it was preparing for a Kaspa listing, but it's just not on yet. So it's like Binance are literally preparing for it, but they've just not done it yet, or something like that. It's just very weird. Huh. And Andy also said that maybe you can see the average buy price if you add the address on Coinly. I'm gonna have a quick look at Coinly, see if I can. Coinly. Will it work here? This is for you to calculate your taxes. Is that correct? Okay, I have to look into it a little bit more so before I showcase it, just in case. But have a look into it either way. But I think I'll have a little bit more through some questions. If that not, that might be the content covered for today's stream. A short one today, finally. Only an hour and 15 minutes. Do you have to pay tax for streaming to us in Americans? You should take 30% out of that. I actually... Do I? I don't know, actually. I don't actually look at it that much. I just know that YouTube does take a percentage of whatever I make, but, it's what it is. That's the life you pay when you're doing this sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think I would get less if I was based in America, but at the same time, it's kind of a give and a take because the exchange rate, the pound is one of the more valuable. The pound sterling has a lot more weight than the dollar, not by much anymore, thanks to Brexit, but it has a lot more weight than other assets in the world economy. So it's kind of a give a payoff, I guess. In my opinion, we start uptrend towards the end of the month. I think it's also possible as well, following the rate decision and whatnot, and also the tariffs. Hopefully, will start coming down a little bit by then as well. So I'm hoping that going into Q2 will look a little bit better. Not massively better, probably a bit more choppy going into Q2, and then going into like May time, following the growing confirmation of rate cuts in QE, we'll probably see that as well. I don't think zero capital gain tax will made American use crypto either because it would crash the stock market and would hold an Amazon or a Nvidia if you hold your. I mean, yeah, again, I don't think we'll get zero tax for Kaspa, but it's worth a question, potential. Just because Trump got some Kaspa from campaigning doesn't mean he knows what Kaspa is. There are so many other things on his mind to focus on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just he might know of Kaspa type thing. Like, he has Kaspa at the very least, And at the same time, you've got Marathon mining them. So, I mean, Kaspa's got its reaches into enough of the big places at least. So, you know, I'm not worried about adoption. While it's early doors, I think Kaspa's got enough reach to be in big places. Again, the KRI are having a meeting with the Crypto Task Force, SEC Crypto Task Force, and other agencies in an institute in America right now, in Washington. So, again, I'm not too worried. My birthday's March 27th. Maybe Kaspa will give me a good birthday gift this year. Maybe I'll let you outside for once. Enjoy the content. I've just finally become a dolphin. Keep up the good work. I had to get. Hey, big up my man. Keep building that bag. Looking very, very good. Hopefully having a very, very good time. Welcome to the stream again, my man. Average buying price is simply figured simply as follows: add each buying price together and divide it by the number of transactions equal to buy-in. Oh, that is a. I mean, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, that's gonna take me so long. I'll see if I can find someone who's already done the calculations, because that's a literal hour job going through. Like, look at this wallet. Look at this wallet. 186 transactions. I had to go through every single transaction, find the price they bought it at, and then calculate that like that. Like, that's going to take me so long to do. I might go through that, but I am, you know, I probably will. Or maybe I'll ask someone to do it for me. Who knows? That's gonna be a whole day thing. What's up, Cash Chain, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Have a very, very good day indeed. More bullish than ever on Kaspa, following the big wallets. They are smart, always follow the big movers. I mean, yeah, ultimately, we've seen the last few days that big wallets have been very aggressive in their movement of Kaspa, you know, which is interesting and ultimately a sign they might be preparing for something big coming. So, yeah, I mean, again, Kaspa, I think, doing very, very well in regards to what's going to come very soon. Kaspa came out of the peak bull market. I kept going down from there, but they kept listing all the way down. The market kept going down then. Like Kaspa. I mean, yeah, I do agree that, you know, I think the difference between bear market and bull market is just purely the volatility of it. While the market was still going down back then and this still came through, bull market, just the volatility of it is a lot more. And with this, I think if you want to argue that it's not because the cap was going down, I'll argue that it's because it's too much uncertainty, even from the exchange's point of view, because what Trump's doing right now, while the inner circles probably know what's going on and they're preparing themselves accordingly, and I feel like I'm also, you know, I have an inkling. I think we all have an inkling of what's going on right now and what's happening. We should just uncertainty short term to allow more rate cuts, low inflation, then pump the markets later on. The markets are just so terrible. You know, it may not be in the best interest of them list right now. But again, for me, what's frustrating is it will happen in due time. That's my belief, at least. Every year, new people step into the crypto market, while the people bearish can't see more than even 6 months ahead of themselves. True. I mean, ultimately, again, people ultimately always have a very short-term perspective. That's why I also try to look longer term as well. You know, that's why people are saying where Kaspa reached a cycle. I don't tend to, you know, think too much deeply into it, and I think Kaspa is a long-term investment. I'm not looking just for this year. Some assets I am looking short-term, but ultimately my goal in this space, the research that I conduct in the community here, but the information that I cover in these streams are more this market outlook. But the information that I cover in here, and also this is my whole Kaspa, the information I cover in here, which you can join again for free 7-day free trial, the institutional documents, what the institutions want to believe in happening, it goes up to like 2030, 2035. So I'm looking, you know, next 2 or 3 cycles further as well for what I think is going to happen in that market then. So again, I'm trying to look a lot as long term as I possibly can. So the information I've got about that again, look down below on my homepage here and also in the description. But I believe that with being said, that will be wrapping up today's daily live stream. Moon cap at the $1 in due time, I'm hoping. You give Kappa a lot of credit, and they're better than we are. I bet that every Kaspa I have, that you are more diligent with your research than most of Binance stars. I mean, I agree. I probably am a lot more knowledgeable about Kaspa than they are, or potentially at least. But at the end of the day, they control the market, so I can't do much about that. My whole premise is they've got a lot of capital, they've got a lot of weight, and they understand they understand more so than I do about how to make money. When it's the best time to pull the trigger. When it's beneficial for them. That's what I mean. I probably understand more about Kaspa than they do, but they understand more about business than I do. And business-wise, it's not in their best interest right now, I guess. Andy A says wallet 2 average buying price is 12 cents. Okay, well, if that is true, then shout out to you, Andy A, again. Thank you very much. Doing my work for me. Yeah, so apparently the average wallet buying price for wallet 2 is 12.1 cents. So yeah, right now, that's massively lower. 12.1 cents, which is around here. Is about here. So it's about 42%. Who's a $5 Kaspa? Hopefully soon time. Hopefully in due time. Rules delay equal Binance saving us from selling pressure when we don't have to buy pressure to support it. That's also true. Right now, the buy pressure is not really there for Kaspa right now. Binance would definitely cause a lot of buy pressure, but I mean, volume for Kaspa right now is just still lackluster. Again, we heard from the KF they want to see high volume. We're not getting that right now. It's not a volume of Kaspa. They'll probably come through soon with all the other developments coming out, but it's just not there right now. So, in due time. We can speculate about it. I personally believe no. I've got a video coming out in about an hour or two from now that I'll go into more detail about it, but I personally believe it won't happen. But, we have to wait and see. Anything's possible. Again, no one knows what Trump's going to do until he actually passes the law, Posting about Chalema and acting like you don't give a some Kaspa. Who is? Me? Who is? Oh, Binance, right. Yeah, Binance posted about the Chalema, blockchain Chalema, and they actually, Binance, they definitely know a Kaspa. I mean, again, Wolfie confirmed they've been integrated with each other since November, December of 2023. So it's been a long time coming, In Coinly, you can see cost basis. I did a math already for you in the DC. I mean, say it again. Thank you very much, man. Again, you're a legend for doing that. Just making my job easier for me. I'll have to definitely look about how to do that myself. Yeah, I can see it. Oh wow. Yeah, Andy. Yeah, you're a goat. You're a goat. Jason will add a few extra foot to my chain so I can reach the window. Yeah, I open the window for you as well, so you get some fresh air as opposed to the stale air you get down there. What's the likelihood of Bitcoin not breaking all-time highs in the next rally, and the chances they'll season still? I think Bitcoin will break all-time highs personally, and there will definitely be an alt season still happening because ETFs have still not come through from other projects like XRP is not there, Solana, HBAR, Hedera, Litecoin, maybe even Kaspa as well. They're going to come through the cycle, so altcoins is still going to happen as well for me. The market's going to come back. Is the exchange people are like me? Is the exchange or are people like me and you the wallet too? We don't know for sure. We cannot confirm. But it's with how much they're accumulating and how steep they're doing it as well. It's strongly speculated to be exchange likely Binance's because they're buying so much, But it is no way to know concretely who it is right now. Yeah, because it's a cold storage right now. But that being said, either way, we'll find out in due time, I'm sure. We'll wait. Big developments coming out in due time. And there's a lot more coming out to the space. Trump family is in talks to acquire stake in Binance, apparently. Binance US, which is huge. And, a post here about, is anyone using DeFi? I used it on Uniswap version 3, was just sandwiched, attacked out of $216,000 while simply trying to swap 221 USDC to USDT, which is insane. All talk about, how an MEV bot front ran the transaction by swapping all the USDC liquidity out, which is really, really terrible. I'll put it again in my community belowhand. That's exactly why DeFi definitely needs Kaspa right now. Kaspa has MEV protection. A very, very seemingly small but massive thing to help protect users. Something that's going to be in very high demand as the market gets more and more, matured, with more people trying to take advantage of that sort of stuff. Kaspa, for me, is in a strong position right now, still now. Surprised me saying that of it being down to 6-7 cents, but I think it is. But anyway, that being said, have a great day. Good evening, good night. Hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, again, leave a like. Share and subscribe for more. If you want to know more about crypto market sentiment, then go check out the free community here. Paid community, again, free trial. Go check that out. Much more to talk about in there, in-depth information. Should wait for 5 cents. Again, do as you will. I'm not a financial advisor. It's up to you. 5 cents is still possible. There's still potentially more downside in the immediate short term, but I think more upside is higher. I think Kaspa had a higher chance of going up here in the longer term. Short term is hard to say. Tariffs right now cause more uncertainty, so I have to wait and see. There's definitely going to be a strong level of support for Kaspa, though, around this zone here. So, time will tell. But have a great day, good evening, and good night. I'll be back tomorrow. And, take it easy. Don't be emotional.